Today we'll discuss interest-free deposit by lessee to the lessor, Ind AS 116, interplay between Ind AS 32 and 109. We'll start this discussion with an example. Lessee pays 10 lakh rupees as interest-free deposit to the lessor, which is refundable after 5 years. The market rate of interest is 10%. How would you account for the same in the books of the lessee? So we'll discuss this example in detail today, how the interest-free deposit to lessor would be accounted for as per Ind AS 116 and interplay between Ind AS 32 and 109. So first step is we would have to compute the present value of the interest-free security deposit. How to compute the present value? 10 lakh into 1 divided by 1.10 raised to the power of 5. This is the present value factor. 1 divided by 1.10 raised to the power of 5 is the present value factor. This multiplied by 10 lakhs would give the present value. So the present value comes to 620921. Now we've given a deposit of 10 lakhs and the present value of security deposit is 620921. Where the difference would go? The difference would go to prepaid rent, which would be capitalized as ROU asset. So this prepaid rent would be capitalized as ROU asset. So the entry would be security deposit account debit 620921, ROU asset account debit, which is prepaid rent 379078, to bank 10 lakhs. Now the ROU asset would have to be depreciated over the 5-year period. The entry for the same would be depreciation account debit 379078 divided by 5, 75815 is the figure, to ROU asset 75815. This would be passed for each of the financial years for a 5-year period. Now this is the second entry which has been passed. Now the SD amount is 620921, and once we'll receive back the SD amount, it will be 10 lakhs. So how this difference between 620921 and 10 lakhs would be accounted for? This would be interest income, and how this interest income would be accounted for would be shown as below. So opening balance 620921, 10% of that is 62092. If we add 62092 to 62091, the closing balance would be 683013. Now 683013 would be the opening balance. If we compute 10% on that, 68301 would be the interest amount, and 751314 would be the closing balance. 751314 would be the opening balance for the next year, that is third year, and 10% of that would be 75131, and the closing balance would be 826446. 826446 would be the opening balance for fourth year. 82645 would be the interest amount. 909090 would be the closing balance. 909090 would be the opening balance for fifth year. 90909 would be the interest amount, and 10 lakhs would be the closing balance. So this journey from 620921 to 10 lakhs would be through interest income. So how this interest income would be accounted for? The year 1 would be SD account debit 62092 to interest income 62092. Year 2 would be SD account debit 68301 to interest income 68301. Year 3 would be SD account debit 75131 to interest income 75131. And year 4 would be SD account debit 82645 to interest income 82645. Year 5 would be SD account debit 90909 to interest income 90909. Now this is the complete accounting for the security deposit which has been received, which has been paid to the lessor and is refundable after 5 years. So how the charge in P&L would take place as a result of these accounting entries. Now we see that the interest is 62092 and depreciation is 75815 in the year 1. So there will be an additional charge of 13723 in the year 1. Now in the year 2, 68301 is the interest income, and depreciation charge is 7518815, and hence there will be an additional charge of 7514 to the P&L. In year 3, 75131 is the interest income, and 75815 is the depreciation. So 684 would be the additional charge on the P&L. In year 4, 82645 would be the interest income, and 75815 would be the depreciation amount. So there would be an income of 6830 in the year 4, and in year 5, 90909 would be the interest income, and depreciation charge would be 75815. So there will be an additional income of 15094. If we take into account the P&L charge for all the 5 years, the amount would be zero. So this is the effect of accounting of Ind AS 116 along with Ind AS 32 and along with Ind AS 109. So as security deposit is a financial asset, this way the accounting for the security deposit would take place. This brings us to the end of the session. Please do like, subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.